Have you ever walked into a room and felt it like 1,000 tiny needles pressing against your chest, making every breath heavy, every sound too loud, every word too hollow? For an INFJ, this is not just imagination, it's a profound truth. You see, the world isn't always built for people like us. For those who feel more than they see, who think in currents and emotions rather than flat, linear lines, certain environments can feel like invisible prisons, suffocating our mind, our creativity, our very soul. And yet, within us lies a quiet, almost secretive reservoir of powers, hidden abilities that allow us to navigate these challenges with intuition, empathy, and insight that others can only dream of. If you've ever felt out of place, misunderstood, or trapped by the energy of your surroundings, this video is for you. 1. Overly competitive workplaces, where humanity gets lost. A workplace dominated by cutthroat ambition, endless comparisons, and an obsession with metrics can feel like a battlefield for an INFJ. Every promotion, every conflict, every forced display of ego chips away at our sense of harmony and purpose. While some thrive on competition, INFJs are fundamentally collaborative, seeking meaningful impact over empty accolades. Here emerges the third hidden power: strategic foresight and moral intuition. In environments driven by ego, we can see the bigger picture: who is aligned with integrity, who operates from fear, and who is blind to consequences. This intuitive guidance allows INFJs to navigate treacherous waters without compromising values, quietly influencing outcomes, and offering solutions that blend insight with compassion. Survival in these environments often requires deliberate detachment, observing, learning, and waiting for the right moment to act. INFJs are patient strategists, capable of creating change quietly while others exhaust themselves in superficial battles. 2. Highly critical or negative environments, the drain of emotional toxicity. Imagine walking into a space where complaints dominate the air, where judgment flows freely, and empathy is scarce. For an INFJ, this environment is a form of emotional pollution. Our minds absorb negativity as if it were our own, leaving us drained and irritable. But here's the fourth hidden power: emotional resilience through selective absorption. INFJs have the unique ability to tune into the emotional currents of others while selectively shielding themselves from harm. It's not denial, it's discernment. We can feel deeply without being consumed, understanding the underlying fears and insecurities that drive negativity while maintaining our core peace. INFJs often respond to these environments by offering subtle, transformative guidance. A well-placed word, a quiet act of kindness, or a thoughtful intervention can turn tension into understanding, revealing the extraordinary impact of empathy wielded with intention. 3. Superficially friendly, but inauthentic environments, the energy vampire trap. There's a type of space that appears welcoming, full of smiles and warmth, yet underneath is a subtle current of insincerity and manipulation. INFJs are highly attuned to these undercurrents, sensing when charm masks dishonesty. Being forced to operate in such a space is exhausting because it requires constant vigilance against emotional exploitation. Here arises the sixth hidden power: psychological intuition and boundary mastery. INFJs can sense hidden motives, navigate complex social webs, and protect their energy without overt confrontation. While others may be blindsided by duplicity, we intuitively recognize the imbalance, choosing either to disengage, redirect, or transform interactions with tactful clarity. In practice, this means INFJs often operate like invisible guardians of truth, moving gracefully through social landscapes with an almost supernatural awareness of what is authentic and what is facade. 4. Environments that demand constant social performance, the exhaustion of pretending. Finally, consider environments that demand perpetual performance. Networking events, overly extroverted social spaces, or high-pressure professional gatherings. INFJs, being introverted and deeply reflective, are required to expend enormous energy simply to fit in. This is a slow, invisible burn, leaving the mind frazzled, the heart heavy, and the soul fatigued. The seventh hidden power emerges here, the capacity for self-reflection and inner renewal. INFJs may appear drained externally, but internally, we possess the ability to regenerate through solitude, contemplation, and meaningful connection with our inner world. This self-sustaining inner sanctuary allows us to endure socially demanding environments without losing our essence, turning external exhaustion into internal wisdom. 5. Overcrowded, chaotic spaces, the weight of noise and stimulation. Imagine walking into a bustling marketplace, the air thick with chatter, the clamor of music, people bumping into each other, the lights flickering like a rapid heartbeat. For an INFJ, this isn't just uncomfortable, it's exhausting on a cellular level. Our minds are wired to process deeply, to absorb subtle cues, to read emotions like an open book. But in a chaotic, overcrowded environment, this gift becomes a curse. Every tone, every glance, every flicker of movement pulls at our attention, and we can feel our energy draining like sand slipping through our fingers. Yet here is the first hidden power, our hyper-perceptive filter. Even in this chaos, an INFJ can isolate the essence of the moment, spotting patterns, emotions, or intentions that go unnoticed by everyone else. While most people flounder in the noise, INFJs can quietly observe, decode, and understand the unspoken dynamics, giving us insight into human behavior that others envy but cannot comprehend. The solution? Seeking pockets of peace amidst the storm. Even in the busiest places, an INFJ instinctively finds a quiet corner, a subtle shadow, a place where the mind can breathe. It's not avoidance, it's survival, and it's mastery of our environment. 6. Environments that stifle creativity, the cage of routine. Some workplaces, schools, or social spaces are structured in rigid ways that punish deviation and creativity. For an INFJ, whose mind thrives on exploration, imagination, and conceptual depth, this is suffocating. The constraints feel like chains on a mind designed to roam freely across ideas, emotions, and visions. This brings out the fifth hidden power, innovative problem-solving and visionary thinking. INFJs may outwardly comply with rigid rules, but internally, we are crafting new possibilities, designing strategies, and imagining solutions that others cannot conceive. When given the chance to express ourselves, INFJs can turn the dullest, most restrictive environments into platforms for innovation, subtly bending reality with creativity that seems almost supernatural. To endure such spaces, INFJs often find micro-avenues of expression, journals, digital spaces, side projects, or mental simulations that allow our minds to expand beyond the imposed limits, protecting our essence while quietly thriving. 7. Superficial social scenes, where small talk rules. Picture a cocktail party where the conversations revolve around fashion, trending shows, or who's dating whom, all beneath layers of polite smiles and empty laughter. For an INFJ, these interactions feel like nails on a chalkboard. We crave depth, meaning, and authenticity, yet are often forced to navigate shallow waters. This is where the second hidden power emerges, our uncanny empathy and truth-sensing ability. While others may nod along or pretend to enjoy the surface chatter, INFJs instinctively sense the emptiness, the disconnection, and the unspoken motives behind each statement. We detect tension, longing, insecurity, and even lies, not through suspicion, but through quiet observation and emotional resonance. INFJs may feel alien in these settings, often retreating inwardly, yet this internal processing allows us to build extraordinary relational intelligence. While the crowd chases trivial validation, we understand the human heart on a level that transcends words, creating connections that are rare, profound, and enduring. The truth is, INFJs are like rare instruments in a world tuned to noise, superficiality, and chaos. The environments that crush most people often feel intolerable to us, not because we are weak, but because we are wired for depth, authenticity, and profound resonance. Yet within these struggles lie 7 hidden powers. Our hyper-perceptive filters, truth-sensing empathy, strategic foresight, emotional resilience, visionary thinking, psychological intuition, and regenerative self-reflection. These are the tools that allow INFJs to navigate a world not built for them with grace, insight, and quiet strength. So, if you've ever felt out of place, misunderstood, or overwhelmed by your surroundings, remember, it's not a flaw. It's your power, your intuition, your extraordinary sensitivity that allows you to see, feel, and transform in ways others cannot. The world may not always understand us, but these hidden powers ensure that we not only survive, it ensures that we quietly, profoundly, and indelibly shape the world around us. If this resonated with you, consider subscribing for more explorations of the INFJ mind, and share your experiences in the comments. Which environments drain your energy the most, and how have you turned these challenges into hidden strengths? Because here, your depth is not a burden, it's a gift, and your mind, infinitely powerful.